Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Chip here once again. No, I'm Sylvester here. We are back for the Maxi Toys, and welcome back to my last play of New Super Mario Bros. U for the Nintendo Wii U. So last time that we actually did done 6 levels in Superstar Road, and today for this episode we're about to be hopefully finishing up with Superstar Road, and also this is going to be the finale of this game's playthrough, in this case Let's Play of New Super Mario Bros. U. So this means we only got 2 levels to go, and we'll talk more into some more discussions till we actually just decide yet, but we'll figure it out until then. So anyways, the first level we're about to be hit into is Superstar Road Stage 7, Lakitu, Lakitu, Lakitu. So we have 2 levels left. So so let's get started. But before we actually do this, let's go ahead and showcase the Propeller Mushroom, so even then though, that we can actually showcase of how Propeller Mario actually works out. So you know in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, right, that the Propeller Mushroom do make an introduction to the that particular installment. Well, Propeller Mushroom actually makes a return in this game, and behaves exactly like how it does in before, so even then, if you actually be using your trigger button, especially with the likes of the Wiimote, or shaking the Wiimote, or even the R button for the Wii U Pro controller, this means you can actually let Propeller Mario just actually fly, so even then though, it might be really handy for you in some trickier levels like this. But honestly, I kind of prefer the flying scroll power-up even a bit more, because even then it actually gives you a gliding syndrome, and plus you can actually just hang on to those walls anytime. But even then though, there's still a nice distraction of how the Propeller Mushroom makes a return from this particular title, so yeah. So this level right here, Lakitu, 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 as you guys can tell from this level suggests, or the name suggests, it's going to be filled with Lakitus, and also there's some bunch of shifting platforms to make a return from Slight Lift Tower from Moraine Cloud's Tower, and except the fact that this level can be slightly tricky because there are abundance of Lakitus all over the place. But honestly, this level's not too bad though. The only time it makes it trickier is the Lakitus themselves, obviously. So, yeah, but even then though, we pretty much breezed through this level really quickly, so even then we didn't die just once though, kind of think about it. But yeah, we only got about 1 more level left, especially the fact that if you actually, we'll talk more into that method from, you know, getting all 3 of these, all the star coins in that particular world, Superstar Road. But even then though, that, I think Lakitu, Lakitu, Lakitu is basically, I think this is actually another level that was usually based off of the tech demo, another one of the tech demo levels in, during New Super Mario Bros. Me, which I'm presuming is course number 5. So yeah, I'll have to point that out, and that level right there immediately takes place in Moraine Clouds, because you can tell from the clouds in the background and stuff. So before we get into this Superstar Road Dash 8, which was called Pendulum Castle, oh goodness gracious me, why are we going to be doing that level? But let's talk more into that level until then. So for now, let's grind for some power-ups, mainly Penguin Suit and Propeller Mushroom. Eat that, bells and bugs, in this case the icons. So that means we actually got all of our items completely full right now. So yeah, you get the idea. So here we go. Probably, perhaps in my honest opinion, we're about to be moving on to the next level. This is by far the most difficult level in the entire game, at least in my opinion anyway, which was called Superstar Road 8, which takes place in Peach's Castle, by the way. And this is actually called Pendulum Castle. Oh boy, let's get this thing over with. So yeah, what makes this level so, like, probably the most difficult level in the entire game is not just a matter you have to deal with those sorts of enemies like bone beetles and stuff. You have to deal with most of the majority of those things, or just a bunch of platformings and objects you have to avoid. For one, there's the spiked ball, which actually trying to hurt you in some points like this. And 2, you have to deal with on the donut lifts. If you actually stand on those platforms for too long, you're instantly trying to fall off. Although you still can retain your jump in midair, but a lot of times though, you might actually end up accidentally kill yourself if you actually stand on those platforms for too long, or even do a rubbish jump. In this case, the only trickiest section I find for this level in particular is to actually just run straight over. over to the bottomless pit, and sometimes you're probably going to get hit in this level a lot, especially the likes of, you know, the awkward enemy placements, and as well as trickier sections like this. In fact, as you can see, we actually did die right here. Damn you, level! Oh well, we'll actually do this for a second attempt. Actually, let's go ahead and use our propeller mushroom again, because we might as well just have to figure this out. Although we're potentially originally trying to deal with the PA corn, but I don't think we can actually do it at this level without losing that PA corn. Although it might be really useful though. But still, of all the Superstar Road levels I actually encountered or come across, even though it might be a bit trickier for some and run for it, but this one is definitely the hardest of the bunch. Because of tricky platforming, a lot of timing requirements is going on, and also not to mention though, oh my god, that was really, really close. Yeah, we almost fell off to the bottomless pit right there. I mean, this is ridiculous, this is. But since this is the, you know, the last world we're about to be talking through for this particular new Super Mario Bros. Series, even this playthrough, on this case, this Let's Play, will be over until sometime today. So, if you guys are probably wondering what about the Boost Rush mode, you guys are probably wondering, probably not now, just because this was the actual main campaign thing we're just about to deal with. Because all that Boost Rush can do is basically how it does is that you actually retain some of the courses that you actually already explore. But even then, what's the only difference has been is that the screen shifts to the right instead of like even though it's kind of like an auto-scrolling department. Because if you collect too many coins, if you get yourself a coin gauge with you, if you collect coins, especially star coins, if they were worth about 20 coins, the more the auto-scrolling speed will actually increase up a bit. So that's how we can actually talk about for Boost Rush mode. But even then, we love the toggle for that mode, but all you get is just basically you going through the exact same stages again. And plus, not to mention, you do have 5 lives, as a matter of fact though. But I'm pretty sure though that in the co-op play, especially in 4-player mode, I'm pretty sure you do have an option to actually use like 20 1-ups or something. Although I may be wrong, because even then it's been a while since we actually played this game, especially the likes that we actually saw Boost Rush mode until then. And the last star coin, we need to be fast on this, because if we don't make it cells in during time, this means these red blocks, if you couldn't tell, we actually activate from the question mark switch. That way it will actually make those platforms disappear. And this is the yet another level that we seem to die at first at the very end of a level, which is unfortunate for me whenever we first got the game, unfortunately. Because, you know those donut lifts that we actually did manage to use? You immediately bypass through them if you accidentally just, you know, went through them. Oh, what's this very familiar center level? Oh, in this case, the red's flashing space. This means you actually have yourselves the final course is now available, and also not to mention you actually have 4th star in your profile. So yeah, we'll talk more on the star system as soon as we actually get into the extra bits and bobs. So yeah, so we're not exactly done with Superstar Road yet, ladies and gentlemen, because after when you get all the star coins in every single level in Superstar Road, you actually now access to the true final level in the game, known as Follow That Shell, aka Superstar Road 9. Which kinda makes it more doubtful, because unlike in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, that you get is 8 levels, but this game actually has 9, which is kind of more to it than that, but hey. So anyways, in this level right here, the main premise of this level is to use the Koopa Shell at all times. Which, from the looks of it, you're gonna have to usage of this thing a lot. Especially how the likes of you want to actually keep your shell alive, even then you don't accidentally let the Koopa Shell just actually manage to go and just disappear from themselves. But even then though, it's sort of like, it kind of reminds me of something related to more likely a 1-up chain. Which this means this is actually a really great level to rank up your lives. Especially that how if you're having trouble with that Pendulum Castle, though we actually did manage to die at least once, then you can actually just visit for this place. Not to mention that if you need to, however, unfortunately, in order to actually access to this level, you need to beat like you know, Pendulum Castle first. Yeah, a shame, really. So the final 2 star coins in this level right here is that we need to actually use that Koopa shell right here. I'm assuming if you actually try to if you watch this footage right here, just as you can see it from that what we just managed to do here. Basically, that's how our method actually worked out, and then you managed to try to let your Koopa shell thing can do like 2 different things. Like there's like let the Koopa shell grab the star coin for you, and then there's also another one which allows the Koopa shell can actually break for that last brick block, which activates the beanstalk, and this will lead you to the final star coin in the entire game. And also not to mention the level itself. And there we go, folks, that's the 100% completion of New Super Mario Bros. U. So we pretty much done all 9 of these worlds. Oh wow, we actually owned by 10 or more 1-ups while clearing this course. Nice. Well, thank you, game, for actually noticing that, as far as the notification. Yeah, pretty worth note for it. So yeah, we actually got all the star coins in the entire game, and also, since we've actually done quite a lot of things throughout this game offers, this means we've now actually completely done with the story mode, This means you get ourselves the 5th and final star, which, in order to actually access to the 5th and final star, pretty much different from the other New Super Mario Bros. Games, pretty much, is the fact that, and also you can actually revisit into these toad houses in a unlimited amount of time, which is pretty nice. Just like it does in the other New Super Mario Bros. Games at this point. So now let's talk about some extra bits. So first off, let's go ahead and showcase the secret islands, as you can probably guys can see from the this little island, as you can tell. In order to access to it, you need to obviously beat the game first. So once you actually hit into this purple toad house, there's not much else you can actually just to see here, although the only time you can see in the background is this bunch of items, flagpoles, and as well as nabbit bags, and stuff like usually happens in the background. But if you read here, this will actually tells you how much stuff you actually did, in this case the record status, which this means how much coins you collected, how much star coins you collected, Goomba stumps, and I don't know if the other enemies do count, but I digress. Items collected, 3 moon 1-ups has been collected, but even though we haven't got any. Distance of boost blocks, distance on mini boost blocks, but even then that will showcase off in the another second extra bits. And also reach the goal flagpoles, and as well as reach the goals with Yoshi, reach the goals with Baby Yoshi, earn any 1-ups in at the goal, fireworks at goal, times deployed, and Nabbit's caught. In this case we only got 7, so again that's how we unfortunately, there's no Nabbit sequence in World 9, and especially World 8, in this case, Peach's Castle and Superstar Road. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys clarify for that. So now let's move on to the second thing. So now let's head off to Frosty Glacier for just about like a brief second or moment or two, so yeah. Alright, but we have a bit of a jump cut right there, because as you can see, we actually switch up the controls a bit into a Wiimote on its own. Now, you're probably thinking, why are we doing that? It's because, well, if you're actually playing this game as a multiplayer, but this means it can be ranged from 2-player to 5 players this time. If you actually have yourselves another person with you who are actually trying to help you in certain points of the level, like, we can actually pick any level. So, let's do a demonstration on this level right here, the Frosty Glacier -1. Because, the 5th player can actually allows, players can actually just hop on to these weird blocks known as boost blocks, and that the particular mode on this case you can only use of the Wii U gamepad in order to do this. In fact, the mode is actually called, when you're actually just trying to send out these blocks when using the Wii U gamepad, it's called boost mode. And unfortunately though, we actually be using these tiny blocks instead of the huge blocks. I don't know why we actually got the mini blocks to begin with rather than the huge ones, but basically, that's how the boost mode actually works out. Basically, as we mentioned earlier, that the player who can actually use the Wii U gamepad can actually use the stylus and tap the touchscreen to actually send out these blocks for you, which comes in really handy if you're actually just having a hard time just trying to get some certain unlockables, mainly star coins and stuff. And as well as some bunch of hidden discovery areas, and as you can probably tell, that unfortunately though, we have to still mainly usage of this mini boost blocks. Unfortunately though, that it might be really difficult for that some, but you're gonna have to only send out like 4 blocks at a time rather than just multiple blocks. So even then though, that there are 4 different variations of those blocks. So it might be really handy though for this little nifty equipment, especially the likes of how and by the way, if you touch this little purple star, even though you can't really see what is going on in the Wii U gamepad because we don't have the Wii U gamepad capture device, as you can see on screen, that our sparkling effects is now effective, because if you actually get yourselves a full star into your full of the if you collect enough of those combos of your boost blocks and stuff, this means it allows players to actually just to get yourself more likely just, you know, some, you know, platforms and just get a purple star to you if you actually if you somehow use the stylus to touch it. This means it allows you to actually get yourself more likely to be starry background. And also incredibly rare is just the fact that, as you can see, even though it disappears after once in a while, these are the 3 moon-up moons. If you remember those from Super Mario World, these things are back. But even then though, they're quite well hidden this time, and the only way you can only do it is to use the Wii U gamepad and activate the boost blocks in order to proceed. So yeah, that's how that usually just goes, because even then, unfortunately, we haven't sort of obtained it though, sadly, because even then, it's quite hard to actually get those. In fact, they're quite well hidden, and plus it's really hard to obtain them, I must admit. So, yeah, and then if you actually grab yourself, say, 3 moon-ups, in this case, 3 moon-ups, this will actually give you just 3 lives, so yeah, this comes in really handy. So yeah, that's all we can actually say about Boost Rush mode. It's just basically a nice little nifty, thing you can actually just use from, especially if you're actually in trouble in certain levels, or even then if you're actually having a hard time finding the star coins. You should go ahead and probably do that with, if you have your buddy with you. So yeah, you should definitely recommend it that. Now let's talk about the star system in New Super Mario Bros. U. That if you couldn't tell already, that we actually probably noticed something. The fact that we actually just noticed by now that well, that in order to actually access to those 5 stars, that oh yeah, before we talk about that more on that actually, that oh, it's nice going on you. But anyway though, so if you press the plus button, much like New Super Mario Bros. Wii, then you actually have yourselves a little star coin display to see how much star coins you've collected so far. So yeah, there are a grand total of 246 star coins. It's quite a lot actually for this game compared to the previous installments, I gotta say. And there we go, we actually got ourselves 5 stars in our profile and also some sparkly effects as well. In order to get star 1, it's simply put as beat Bowser, and then the second star you need to get is to beat every single level except Superstar Road. And then get all the star coins except Superstar Road in star number 3. Star number 4, if you can saw in the footage earlier, that you actually have to unlock the true final level in the game. And also the 5th and final star, you have to do like multiple tasks, which this means you only have to do like 3 different tasks in order to actually access the 5th and final star. This means you have to grab all the star coins, including Superstar Road, find every single exit in the game, most likely 12 of those secret exits as well, like mainly 94 as you can see, as well as the catching nubbits in 1 through 7, so there's quite a lot of like busy work going on. So yeah, with those flags as you can see on the display onto the center, this means that the worlds have been accomplished, and you know, we actually maxed out into 99 lives. And you notice this little flag icons, this means it'll actually proceed that how you complete those certain amount of exits. So if you couldn't tell already, that just like in New Super Mario Bros. Wii and New Super Mario Bros. 2, and in even Super Mario 3D Land, that you probably notice if we actually get ourselves the sparkling effects on those little stars, this means is that this game actually has a little returning thing, just like it does in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Now, unlike New Super Mario Bros. Wii, however, you actually die like, if you die like 8 times in a level, this means you actually just let the super guide block actually appears. But then in New Super Mario Bros. 2, if you die in 5 times, you get an assist block, which this means White Raccoon Mario power-up. In Super Mario 3D Land, if you die like 5 times, you get an assist block of White Tanuki Mario. And then in Super Mario 3D Land, if you die like 10 times, you get a P-Wing, which allows you to skip the entire portion of the level. And then in Super Mario Galaxy 2, if you actually die like 5 times in a specific mission, then you actually get yourself a Cosmic Guide. In New Super Mario Bros. U, if you die like 5 times in a level, this means Super Guide Block actually returns in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. And just like New Super Mario Bros. Wii, you have the ability to actually just let Luigi just to finish the level for you. And, you know, just like in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, however, you can watch him doing it, or you can actually play as him for a bit. But it's nothing really too groundbreaking for, I gotta admit though, especially if you're expert players like we are. Because, usually though, it might be pretty handy at first, but at the same time, it kind of ruins your, expertise players out there, mainly if you want to get some sparkly effects on your profile. Because, if you somehow accidentally let it, appears, or even, use it, however, the sparkly effects won't able to affect it on your profile, so even then, it's pretty much the same thing as New Super Mario Bros. Wii, really. So, and even then, though, even then, Luigi might have himself his own 2D adventure during New Super Luigi U until sometime next month, until when, or in this case, Duffy, we're about to do that remake playthrough. But, you know, just like in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, however, if you somehow use the Super Guide, this means, I'm pretty sure that you actually, it doesn't allow you to give you some of the, star coins, and especially, some score counts, and even, coins count or something like that, which I'm presuming that's what I was gonna be thinking of, so, yeah, that's how Super Guide works in New Super Mario Bros. U. It's basically the same thing as New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but I digress. And I think that was it, basically, for, every single extra stuff in New Super Mario Bros. U. And of course, if you want to proceed for the level, you're gonna have to select proceed. If you select try again, this means you have to do the level again as Mario. And if you somehow use proceed as an icon, this means that you actually get yourselves just a red space, just like New Super Mario Bros. Wii counterpart. So and also New Super Mario Bros. 2 as well. So yeah, overall, New Super Mario Bros. U, basically, is that, as we mentioned during the credits sequence, I think this is probably my second favorite, iteration of New Super Mario Bros. Series, although my the first one was easily beat the DS installment, but, the audio soundtrack is a little bit too weak for my taste, even though it's basically the same, it borrows the exact same theme as the previous, entries. But anyway though, so that was it for our Let's Play of New Super Mario Bros. U. Hope you guys do really enjoy this playthrough, including ourselves for the time. And guess what, everybody? We actually reached up to 100 subscribers, which is pretty incredible, I have to say. Even then, we might actually do a video of it at some point or another, mainly the random gameplay or something like that, but we won't tell you for that until we will take a break on recording session on this particular channel for at the moment, because eventually in some couple of days or so, mainly tomorrow and then the next day, we might actually have ourselves a vacation, what have you. So even then, we'll be back until more likely when it's towards Halloween, mainly the 30th of October most likely. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. This is me, Sylvester here, and Chip here, and join next time of the final New Super Mario Bros. Game Let's Play department. If you guys should probably already know, is New Super Luigi U as a redo playthrough. So yeah, I thought it was worth mentioning. So see you guys then. Bye. See you guys then.